honestly feel like Jey Uso lost his confidence at WrestleMania and still hasn't recaptured it. I think that he had a good effort at Backlash, but it wasn't the best match on the show. It was a match that was helped by the crowd being very, very much invested into anything on that show, and Jey Uso in particular. So I'll give them credit for that, but I haven't seen Jey Uso lighten up the world. For someone who gets the reactions that he does, it's like he gets a top star reaction and then the bell rings and then it's Uso's match on negative 1.5 speed.
Yeah. So talk about the Jay a little bit, because I think you're on the money. I mean, I had the same criticism. I wrote about it today in my Raw column. Like, it's almost like the gimmick and the character have like outpaced him as a singles wrestler. Like, it's like the gimmick and the character are here, and he's kind of just still lagging behind for like how he can work in the ring. You mentioned WrestleMania. Elaborate on that. Like, you said he lost confidence at WrestleMania. I'm interested into your take as to what exactly you mean by that. I think you're right. It was not a great showing from him, but go a little bit deeper there, because I think that's interesting.
Well, I've been like the biggest kind of person against the idea of the Usos waiting 8 months for a WrestleMania matchup after the botched. I mean, no one can deny it now that it was a botched heel turn of Jimmy Uso at SummerSlam last year. They didn't set it up properly. They didn't build it up properly. It didn't make any sense. Afterwards, simple thing to do is to have Jay not want to fight his brother. He super kicks him on the first time they see each other. He super kicks him. It's like over. It's like, okay. And then basically how they booked it after the botch heel turn was, okay, let's separate them for 6 months where neither one of them get significant singles victories. And then let's get them back together where Jimmy is always screwing over Jay and the fans are going to get behind him and it's going to be perfectly fine. And then we'll get to WrestleMania and they'll light the world up. The bell will ring. Philadelphia will be into it. And then the bell ring on WrestleMania Sunday and you only gave them 11 minutes. And it was all Super 6 on negative 1.5 speed. And it was by far the worst match of WrestleMania weekend. And I said that after WrestleMania. I was like, I feel like Negro Damas, because I told everybody for 8 months. I was like, that's not gonna work. They botched it. It wasn't Jimmy or Jay's fault. It's the booking's fault. It's the Lord and Savior Triple H era. He didn't care about that. It was what the Usos wanted, and it seemed like it wasn't what Triple H wanted. It was something that he was like, all right, damn, I'll give this to you.
Like, fine.
Fine, you could do this. You want to do it. You want to do it. All right, do it. You get 11 minutes. Oh, man, our time got cut. Yeah. No wonder, because he didn't care. You could tell by the build-up to the matchup. It did not make any sense. They tried to retcon the whole story, saying that Jay left the bloodline first. No, that did not happen.
Right.
It just happened last year. Like, and no one wanted to mention it. And I just felt like I was speaking in an echo chamber because I kept talking about it and no one was really saying the same thing. And I'm like, why isn't anyone understanding what's happening? And then he does an interview after WrestleMania, Jay, and he confirms everything I said. He's like,
you must feel vindicated.
I have never been so vindicated by a bad match. I have never in my life been vindicated by a bad match more than Jimmy versus Jay at WrestleMania 40, and then his interview with Gorilla Position, where he confirmed he felt like he let people down. Jay, you didn't let people down. Triple H and WWE booking let you and your brother down.